Good evening to one and all. On behalf of Amity Innovation and Design Center and Institution Innovation Council, Amity University, Uttar Pradesh, I, Dr. Nidhi, welcome all the esteemed dignitaries, faculty member, honorable guest, and our student in 6-week technology development program on organic farming and biofuels. To start with the session of today, we have among us Mr. P.R. Joshi, Deputy Director, MSME Technology Development Center, Agra, and Head of Operation at Extension Center, Rajkot, MSME Technology Development Center. So Mr. Joshi is having around 30 years of experience in the area of energy efficiency, quality entrepreneurship, skill development, and implementation of flagship scheme of Ministry of MSME like lean manufacturing, ESTP, zero defect and zero effect, etc. He is also rendering consultancy and training services to foundry and forging industries, OEMs, and other industries. He is a Lean Six Sigma trainer and consultant. So I request you, sir, to present your talk. So we welcome you, sir.
Thank
Session
you.
is
Thank you. Am I audible?
yes, sir. You're audible.
So thank you, ma'am, for once again giving me the opportunity. I'm sorry because of the year-end pressure. So sometime our schedule is getting disturbed. So I'm sorry for that. We are also organizing a lot of programs, TADP, WADP, and I recently, last week only we finished the FDP, Faculty Development Program. Around 56 participants from different colleges. So good evening to everybody now, and I welcome on behalf of Extension Center Rajkot all participants. I hope that they are the students of agriculture engineering, ma'am. I think agriculture engineering. And today's the topic is the TDP, the Technology Based Entrepreneurship Development Program on basically it's organic farming and biofuel. And
Yes, sir.
yes, so and my topic is production planning in MSMEs. Okay, ma'am. So you are all aware that our organization is not new to you. Before I start my lecture, I would like to just share the screen and brief about my organization to the all new participants. Let me try sharing the screen. Is it visible?
Sir, it is not visible.
Not visible, ma'am. Okay, okay. Just a minute. Sorry. Just a minute. Is it visible now, ma'am?
So that screen you have shared, I think you have to share your now it is visible.
Is it visible?
Yeah, it
Oh,
is visible.
okay, ma'am. Okay, ma'am. So, uh, before I start my lecture on the given topic to me, uh, uh, I would like to just highlight about my center and its activity. I thought that since it's a entrepreneurship development program, basically, so let me just show you what our organization is and we are doing in the field of entrepreneurship development. So as I am aware that we are a MSME Technology Development Center, also known as popularly the Process and Product Development Center. Our headquarters is at Agra, Chairman Office at New Delhi. Additional Secretary and Development Commissioner is our chairman, and Principal Director is our head of the organization. I am heading the Rajkot Center. Since last 30 years, I've been working in this organization, and presently I'm contributing as a deputy director. I have also headed the branch like Coimbatore and Kolhapur, but now I'm concentrating mostly on Rajkot, and I have been given a recently the monitoring, in charge of the Udaipur Center also. So it's an autonomous body under Ministry of MSME, Government of India. Basically, we actually has been set up. It is a setup under UNIDO, United Nations Industrial Development Organization. So it is a joint venture between Government of India, UNIDO, and of course Government of UP. Government of UP has given us the land, and UNIDO has given us lot of hard and soft support. And Government of India set up this organization in way back in the 1986. Basically, it was started with the promotion of foundry and forging industry in the country. As you are aware that Agra is one of the very important foundry cluster. Foundry and forging are the mother process in the industry, and there are so many foundry and forging clusters in India. So initially, we have been set up to promote and develop technology in small scale foundry and forging unit in the country. In the process, we used to have a lot of UNIDO experts on this particularly field to help us in this regard. Later on, we have expanded into many other areas like welding and fabrication, then solar, then robotics and automation, then metallurgy, and many other fields now. We have been conducting a lot of entrepreneurship development programs also. Every year, I think we conduct more than 100 entrepreneurship development program, right from minimum 1 day duration to maximum 1 month duration. We have partnered with ILO. ILO is a UNIDO body that is called International Labour Organization. We had a MOU with ILO 5 years back, and on behalf of ILO has got two components in this soft component. One is the start and improve your business, SYIB, and another the score. Score is nothing but a lean implementation. So we are working with ILO and implementing the soft programs, particularly SYIB, start and improve your business. This particular program it's an entrepreneurship development program of 1 month. It is divided into 3 categories: how to generate business idea. Once you have already generated business idea, then how to prepare how to start the business, how to prepare a project profile, how to get finance, and how to start the business. Okay, and for the successful businessman, we have actually organized program on how to improve the business, how they can expand their business, they can improve their turnover, and they can expand. So this is the area. And we are also conducting the programs. It's government sponsored program. For example, this particular program is funded by DST. That is called the TEDP, Technology Based Entrepreneurship Development Program. Similarly, we have been awarded a lot of management development program, entrepreneurship awareness camp by EDI, and then entrepreneurship awareness program by our own ministry. So this is what we are formally we do this a lot of entrepreneurship development program, but informally and nowadays we are always busy with the entrepreneurial development activity all the time. I can say it's a 24/7 activity. Every day people are coming to us either with their business idea, or we have to just suggest them the good business idea, keeping their capability in mind. So we conduct a lot of online programs, offline programs, and we give the face-to-face advice on the entrepreneurship also. So this is about how we are. As I already told you, we are a autonomous body under Ministry of Government of India. And, we have now expanded, and if there is disturbance, please.
Yes, sir.
Hello, ma'am. I think there is some disturbance.
Yes, sir, there is disturbance.
Ma'am, you can mute the voice of the participants.
They are muted, sir. They are muted. Is everyone?
Ma'am, Rachna ma'am, I think.
Yes.
So, am I audible?
Yes, sir. Now you are audible.
Oh, okay. So, as I already briefed you that we have extension center now. We have since last 2 to 3 years, we have started our activity right from Srinagar to Coimbatore, and right from Rajkot Bhuj to Northeast. So, I already explained you all this thing. And our principal director is the Mr. R. Paneerselvam. He is our he's a very dynamic and very visionary leader, and we are very happy that we are working under his great leadership, and we have expanded our activity almost 100 times throughout the country, even abroad also. So, and we have two types of facility. One is that we have internal facility, like we have the facility for manufacturing and development of engineering component, not only casting and forging, but component related to any type of engineering component. For that, we have facilities like testing of metallics and non-metallics engineering component. We have a facility for the product development division, which is the foundry, forging, heat treatment, machine shop, and of course training. We are conducting a lot of training programs in-house and outside also. Consultancy, we are very much into consultancy field, particularly consultancy in the areas of energy conservation, new projects, plant modernization, and then this lean manufacturing, lean Six Sigma implementation. So this type of our activity. As I told you, we have all facility like chemical and physical testing, particularly spectro, physical and mechanical testing, metallurgical testing, and in the training division itself, we are conducting a lot of training and skill development programs. Our testing division is equipped with atomic absorption spectrometer, then UTM, all good equipment, impact tester, ultrasonic flow detector, image analyzer, MCD. These are very, very important, machinery, testing machinery for the testing and defect investigation of ferrous and non-ferrous engineering components. And in product development division, we have facility like investment casting. We have got a very good melting furnace of different capacity. We have very good conventional and CNC machine milling unit, heat treatment facility, and we have forging facility also. In product development, we are manufacturing different types of castings, forgings, and investment castings. Here, most of the participants from the agricultural field. So I would like to tell them we are also manufacturing some castings and forging, particularly applicable to agricultural sector and agricultural implements manufacturing. So then we have during this COVID time, we have also contributed in jointly with our tool room. We have developed face shields, goggles, sanitizer containers, hospital furniture. So with this facility, actually, we could contribute, particularly in this COVID situation. In the training division, we have very good CAD lab, CNC lab, computer lab, welding lab, design lab, and high-tech lab. So particularly this high-tech lab is we can conduct a lot of virtual programs. And similarly, then we are conducting a lot of programs on CAD CAM, Master CAD CAM, Advanced CAD CAM, AutoCAD, Ideas, Pro E, and then we are the approved center of Triple C. Gold appraisal is also another important where we are conducting program on how to evaluate the gold for the purpose of loan. So as per the guidelines of Reserve Bank of India, we are conducting a lot of programs on gold and jewelry valuation and appraisal. Long-term program, of course, we have a mini ITI inside our campus. So we conduct program on COPA. It is very popular program on computer operator and program assistant. Then mechanical draftsman. They are all NCVT approved programs. Then we have welding technology, different types of welding machines we have. Now it is mandatory now for us to organize programs, long-term program particularly, which should have a NSQF level certification, National Skill Qualification Forum. So this is very, there are different NSQF level of conducting the courses. So we conduct program on foundry, CAD/CAM, solar installation, then computer hardware maintenance, and even we are conducting a lot of programs on organic farming. We are not, though it is not our main field. We are from a technical institution, but we are conducting a lot of programs on organic farming and how to start food processing industries, and then food standards and safety. Then we conduct a lot of programs on high-end programs, like Six Sigma, yellow belt, green belt, black belt. You are aware that nowadays our Prime Minister has given us a slogan like zero defect, zero effect. So zero defect is his vision actually means we have to produce the goods and services without any flaw or defect, so it should not come back from the customer. So in that we are conducting a lot of program on Lean Six Sigma. Now Six Sigma is a quality level where we have only 3 to 4 rejection or failure out of 1 million component or service. So this is we have different level, and we are, for colleges, we have tie-up with all good colleges in the country and conducting these different programs for the students and for the faculty members. Another, we have program like project management, supply chain management, robotics and automation, cloud computing, solar, digital marketing. These are all very hot programs, and almost every week we conduct the program, mostly offline, but nowadays considering the COVID situation, since last 1 year, we have conducted more than 300 online programs and trained over 30,000 participants during the lockdown period. So now our online program is one of our strengths now. Other entrepreneurship development, as I told you, industrial motivation campaign. We did around 40 IMC. It's a 2 days program, either with the college students or with the industrial clusters. So then we have the ESDP, Entrepreneurship Skill Development Program, and then an Entrepreneurship Awareness Program. It's a 10 days program. We have done with the colleges, ITI, Polytechnic, all the Management Development Program for the practicing industrialist actually. For industrialist, it's a Management Development Program. It's a 4 days program on different topics like lean manufacturing, or you can business analytics, HR analytics, like that. So we are conducting a lot of programs on the demand of the industry. Then, as I already told you, we conduct a lot of program webinars, particularly, as I told you, supply chain management, project management. Now 3D printing, drone technology, artificial intelligence, machine learning, robotics. They are all our regular programs. As I told you, organic farming. We are also now conducting a lot of program on the Ayush, field, particularly herbal and medicinal plantation. How to go, what is called is Panchagavya therapy. Then another is the program on the Ayush hospital management. So we conduct a lot of program on then we have developed another program particularly for the ensuring the world-class patient care through Lean Six Sigma. So we are clubbing with many hospitals now and conducting this program. Because there is a lot of good demand for the lean, and hospitals having the concept of Lean Six Sigma, particularly the hospitals which they believe in the world-class patient care. So like that, we already consultancy. Already told you we do a lot of projects in consultancy, and now we are the nodal agency for some of the Government of India schemes. That is digital MSME scheme, design clinic scheme, incubation scheme, intellectual property, the IPR, and then lean manufacturing scheme. As I told you, zero defect, zero effect scheme. These are the schemes we are not working as a consultant, but we are working as a funding agency, nodal agency. So this is just for your information. and we have done a lot of program under the cluster development program. Under cluster development, because a lot of people are participant from the agriculture engineering. In India, there are different, we are, as you are aware that particularly Holland and Israel, Denmark, there are very advanced agricultural, economy and agricultural technology they have. So they have very advanced farming equipment and technology. So in India also, now government is giving a lot of thrust to give a lot of technology upgradation in the field of farming also. So we have already assisted under cluster development scheme. You must be aware that Karnal, near Delhi, there is a place like Karnal. Karnal is famous for the agricultural equipment manufacturing. Even they are most of the companies they are exporting also, this cultivators and then threshers, then seed drill, a lot of many types of agriculture equipments are there. So agricultural implements, this we have already worked with them for their technology upgradation, quality improvement. So another agriculture implement cluster is the Moga in Punjab. So in Punjab, the Moga is a very small place, but there are more than 50 units are there. They are manufacturing very sophisticated agricultural machinery. So my only request to all participants that you should visit Karnal and Moga, and just to see what type of agriculture equipment they are manufacturing, what is the level of technology, and how they are planning to modernize the entire agricultural sector. Okay, so this is what we are doing in the field of cluster. This is, as I already told you, that we are in cluster development scheme. We already assisted so many clusters, and as number two, the agriculture implement cluster I just briefed you in Karnal and Moga. And lean manufacturing is also very important. I will explain you what is this. We have already implemented successfully in this one. Then we are collecting a lot of design awareness program, different in clusters. Okay, so nowadays under the design clinic scheme, a lot of programs are going on, and we are the nodal agency for that. We have already signed MOU with many colleges and even IITs, and we have established metallurgy school. And then now it is renamed as a Center of Excellence for Smart Manufacturing. So in many colleges we have already implemented this, and they are now running it successfully. We are jointly organizing various training skill development programs. Like one of this metallurgy school we have developed for one of the education institution. So like this is a very mini school. So like that, we want to start many such type of Center of Excellence for Smart Manufacturing jointly with all colleges. And then first we started in Sanjay Godawat University in Kolhapur in the 2016 year. So this is what then Dronacharya Group Noida we started one Center of Excellence, and then our new initiative is now that is called the Udyam Express or Skills on Wheels. Our Honorable Industry Minister of MSME Minister Shri Nitin Gadkari ji, on 11th March, he has inaugurated this Skills on Wheels. Basically, it's a van. It's a mobile van. It's a big classroom, mobile classroom, which is equipped with all type of modern training facilities. Like we have very good, LCD projector, screen, then computers. We are going to different clusters. We are going to different colleges, villages even. So because in our country, sometime candidates then they can't come to you because they are busy. So we are going to their workplace with this vehicle and giving them on the spot training along with our experts. So this is all about our what we are doing it. And last year our performance is we have trained more than 40,000 participants, right from 1-day program to 1-year program in different areas. As I already told you, we have assisted more than 5,000 MSMEs in the areas of consultancy and then projects. Our revenue was around near to 29 crore, and since we are not a profit-making organization, so our motto is not to earn the revenue, but at the same time we spend the money also, particularly for development of the MSMEs. So this was all about my organization. Now I'm coming to my topic, which has been assigned to me. Just a minute. Is it visible, ma'am? Ma'am, visible?
No, sir.
No, just let me, just a minute.
Okay.
Just a minute. Now is visible, ma'am?
Yes, sir. Now it's visible.
Okay. So I'm sorry. Basically, my topic is production planning in MSMEs, and I think last my topic was the same. This is very important topic, and particularly as you know that our country is known for, we have very good manufacturing setup in the country, in India, and of course now service sector is also growing, but production sector is very important. Right from our toothpaste to our bed, everything is manufactured in any production organization. So my topic is production planning and control. Production planning in MSMEs. Before I start, I would like to explain what is MSME. The meaning of MSME is the micro, small, and medium enterprises. So this is, I think you must be aware that industries categorized into basically 4 categories: micro, small, and medium, then large industries. Our department, our ministries belong to MSME. That is called micro, small, and medium enterprises. And earlier, if I say micro unit, now government has already changed the definition of MSME. Earlier, micro unit was my investment in plant machinery was 25 lakhs. Then my unit was categorized as a micro unit. Now government has redefined the MSMEs. So micro unit is now investment in plant and machinery is up to 1 crore, and turnover is also added now up to 5 crore. So if I say I am running a micro unit, it means my investment is up to 1 crore, maybe up to 1 crore on plant and machinery, and my annual turnover is not more than 5 crore. So this is the definition of micro unit. Now it's coming to small. Earlier it was a investment in plant and machinery up to 5 crore, but now it is redefined. The investment in plant and machinery is allowed up to 10 crore. Then still you will be categorized as a small industry, and annual turnover should not be more than 50 crore. So now government is also clubbed along with the investment in plant machinery. They have clubbed now turnover also. Okay. Now another is the medium enterprises, where the earlier definition was that investment in plant machinery was up to 10 crore, but now investment in plant machinery is allowed up to 50 crore, and turnover should not be more than 250 crore. So this new definition, because of this new definition, many micro units now they can expand and they can take the benefit of MSME schemes, and many large unit now redefined as a small unit. Earlier the turnover was, if your turnover was 250 crore or even more than 100 crore, then they were considered a large unit. Now they are considered a medium scale unit. So this is the definition of MSME. So production planning in MSME is very important. As you know that micro, small, and medium enterprises, it means our size of the industry is very small. Okay, so mostly this particularly micro and small unit, they are actually managed by the proprietor themselves. Okay, most of the companies are proprietary, or something maybe private limited or partnership. Okay, and particularly micro unit and small unit are proprietary in nature. So very difficult for them. particularly this SMEs, that is called small and micro units, they are working with lot of constraints. Okay, constraints related of the man, machine, material, method, or money also. So with this, they are managing the company. They can't afford very costly manpower. They can't afford very costly technology. They can't afford very costly infrastructure. Still, they are doing very well. And in our country, more than 6.5 crore MSMEs are there now. So whatever you are using in our daily life, right from a small, you can say hair oil, to our furniture, to our household items or electronic items, or anything, even most of the items, even 80% of items are being manufactured in MSMEs. So MSMEs, running off MSME is a very challenging in our country. Of course, government is giving a lot of incentives to MSMEs, but still running a MSME is a very, particularly small and micro, is a very challenging. And when we talk about the planning, not only production planning all type of activity, it's a financial planning, it's a, production planning, or it's a planning related with the day-to-day, running, planning related with the manpower, planning related with the, commercial aspects. All plannings are very, very important now. So it is very challenging for MSMEs, and unless they have a proper planning, they can't, get the result also. So as I already briefed you, what is the MSME? So let's discuss about what is the production planning now. So you see that production planning is nothing but a planning, planning of manufacturing of any product or service in a company. Suppose I want to make particularly a ball pen. Okay, for ball pen manufacturing also, I need some raw material related with the plastic, then plastic molding machine. Okay, then maybe I can buy the refill from outside. Okay, I'm manufacturing the main body, and then cap I am making, then clip I am making, then I'm assembling it now for anything. So for any planning, actually production planning, we need to plan many items. As I already told you, that is called main, machine, and material particularly. So production planning, one definition is production planning, the planning of manufacturing of any product or products in any company. You may have a single product, or you have a combination of product, or you may have a particular assembly line. Okay, and another is the production planning, is the planning and allocation of raw material. As I told you, raw material and consumable, workers, I mean workforce, workstation, I mean all plant machineries, and total processes to fulfill customer orders in time. So it is very, very important. If we are not planning properly, then we won't be able to produce in time. We won't be able to produce in good quality, in good quantity also, and at a minimum cost, and of desired quality. So that is now QCD. That is called quality, cost, and delivery. These are three challenges. Okay. To meet these three challenges, this production planning plays a very, very important role. Okay. Another say production planning is an act of developing a guide for the design and production of a given product or service. Okay. Though we are using the word production planning, but if I am running a laundry, I'm running a workshop, machine shop, I'm running a auto garage, there also a lot of planning is required. Okay. Suppose I'm running auto garage, and every day around 10 to 15 vehicles are coming for servicing. Then I have to plan. I have to plan all one by one, and what are the sequence of operation, what will be the method of taking the vehicle into the plant, and what is the sequence of the operation for the entire vehicle. So servicing is equally important. So in servicing also planning is required. You can say it is service planning, and in manufacturing you can say production planning. Okay, so this is it is very, very important activity. So this is, as I told you, it's nothing but how efficiently you can manage man, machine, material, and of course money also. It's very, very important. And next is also method, that is called your technology, your process. So 5 M's are very, very important: man, machine, material, then method, and money. It is very, very important. So managing this 5M efficiently only possible with a proper production planning. Okay. Now, why production planning is important? As I already briefed you. Okay. So production planning is important because it creates an efficient process for production according to customer and organizational needs. Okay. As I told you, for any business, okay, nowadays, it's the buyer's market. 20 to 25 years back, you can ask your father or your grandfather, your elder brother. That was the seller's time. That time we have a very limited manufacturers, limited choice. Quality was not very important, and very limited supplier. So, and there was not customer focus. Just we have to sell it to the customer. Okay, there was not the concept of customer satisfaction. But nowadays it's a buyer's market now. Even if you are going for to buy a small either a small machine or even your mobile phone also, you have a lot of choices there now. So customer satisfaction is very, very important nowadays. So you have to plan your production as per the requirement of the customer. Customer must have given you the schedule, okay, and you have to produce the goods of good in the right quantity and right quality in the right time for the benefit of the customer. If you are not able to feed your customer good quality of products at optimum cost in a particular time period, then you may lose the customer also, because nowadays customer satisfaction is not only important, customer retention is equally important nowadays. Okay, so it is very, very important. And so another is the organizational needs. Sometimes what happen, okay, we are planning the production, we are planning the entire production activity keeping customer in mind, but sometimes we have our organization need also. Okay, it's like who will do what, that we have to do ourselves. It optimizes the both customer dependent process such as on time delivery and customer dependent independent process such as production cycle time, which is very, very important. As I already explained you, QCD, quality, cost and delivery, it is very, very important. Okay, and for our and customer is not nowadays it's a time for the lean manufacturing. I will explain in detail. So customer is not interested what is your production cycle, what is your cost of production, okay, how much your time, what is your rejection. Customer is not bothered at all. Customer want good quality of product at right time, right price, right quality and right quantity. So you have to manage all your internal, like your production cycle, your manpower, procurement of material, okay, all those things. A good production planning minimizes the lead time, which is the amount of time that passes between the placing order and completion delivery of that time. I want to tell you one story actually. I purchased a Bajaj scooter in the 1986. For that actually in January 1985, I booked my Bajaj scooter. In the July 1986, I got my. So I was waiting almost for 1.5 years just for Bajaj scooter that time, because it was a seller's market. There was no choice. So there was a queue even for buying the Bajaj scooter those days. Nowadays things is different now. You can't wait even for 1 month. You can't wait even for 1 day. If you are going to showroom to buy a scooter, you need immediately. Okay. Nowadays, even if you are giving, you want to make some your furniture of your choice. Okay. You are just giving the order and you want your product as early as possible. Okay, so customer places the order and you have to develop that particular product. Particularly when your customer is from the industry, there may be new product also you have to develop. Okay, you have to develop the product, then given the sample to the customer for his approval. Once a sample is approved by customer, then he may give you order for the pilot production, order for pilot lot. Then pilot lot is approved, then customer will give you the order for the regular production. So all this lead time, then you should be able to meet the customer timeline also. It is very, very important. And then this is the picture how important your production planning. So you can just go through it. Just a minute. Now production planning, it is a central activity, okay, dependent on lot of, all factors are important. Okay, you have to plan for raw material. Now for raw material also, what is the financial health? Now for buying of the raw material consumable, you must have some bank limit also, CC limit, it is called cash credit limit. Okay, sometime you have to arrange the money also. Okay, sometime money is there, but raw material is not available of right quality, right quantity. This is very, very important. Then workforce is also equally important. You should have a competent workforce who can plan the production and then produce the right quality of the product. Again, its inventory is very, very important capacity, because inventory, what happened actually, you have to maintain the inventory. Suppose customer has given you order for the 1 month, then you should buy. You can't go in for buying, like we are going to market for our kitchen also, we are going to once in a month only. Okay, for vegetables we must be going daily, but for other grocery items we are going once or twice in a month. Similarly, in production also, you have to maintain a minimum inventory level. Inventory means it's a stock of the raw material, stock of the consumables, stock of the finished goods also. This is very, very important. Sometimes you have a very fast going products. Suppose you are manufacturing the soap, you are manufacturing a particular type of furniture which is not made as per the customer's design. It's a general design. Okay, you are manufacturing some ball pen or some plastic item, anything is there which is not as per the customer tailor made. It's a general item, so you have to maintain the inventory also. So inventory management is very, very important. Material management is very, very important. Then capacity is again very important. When customer is giving you the order, you must be clear about your production capacity. Okay, so only you take the order as per your production capacity, and not only capacity of your production, but then capacity of your machinery also, capacity of your people also. It is very competency of your people. So capacity is very, very important, and you should ensure proper capacity utilization of your production unit. Okay, nowadays it is time for TPM, total productive maintenance, and now we are calculating overall equipment efficiency, OEE, for each and every machine nowadays. So capacity of machine plays very important role in production planning. Okay, because if you are planning the production, the capacity of the machine you have to keep in mind. Suppose machine is giving only 1000 pieces in 24 hours, so you can't expect more than that. Accordingly, you have to promise to your customer. Okay, so then production, as I already told you, we are all doing it for production only. Competition is very, very important. If you don't give in the time, then other people will fit to your customer in time. So competition is very, very important. You have to be very quick in planning the production activity, in production, and in producing your goods or services and deliver it to the customer, and taking the customer feedback. So these are some external factors and internal factors. External capacity is important, is very, very important. External capacity means your marketing people. Okay, how much they are able to to grab them order from the existing market. Okay, it is very, very important. So you will do the planning, your production planning, as per your feedback from your marketing team, how much order they have in the hand. Okay, and very other factors also important. Sometimes it is seasonal, sometimes it is, for example, during COVID, most MSMEs, they were not operating at all. So a lot of external factors are also important. Sometimes government regulations are also there. So these are all very, very important in planning the production. So now, what are the steps in production planning? It is very, very important now. So this is first is the estimate product demand. It is, there are so many steps that are there, but I could choose only 5 very important steps. First is the estimate product demand. Now demand estimation, and normally your marketing team is dedicated for this particular this one. So once you demand it, then there are different level of production. See, you are planning your product monthly basis, you are planning yearly basis, all this demand. So first you have to find out what is estimated demand, okay, for this particular year, or for this particular season, for this particular month, or this particular week. It depends on your product or service. Okay, so a correct estimation will enable you to plan your production activity correctly. So production planning is not only just planning the production, as I already told you, it's planning the raw material, it's planning your manpower, planning the inventory level, and so many other factors. It is very, very important. So it is then another way of production options. This is very, very important. Production options means you have a lot of machines with you, okay, and you have a lot of product mix also, okay. So first you have to see which product you should take in hand so that you can deliver it to the customer. And what should be the product mix? What are the various operations are there? Sometimes we have a regular products, fast running products. Sometimes we have a products like as we are manufacturing as per the customer specification. Okay, and sometimes we also see the which in a product mix, if a particular product is not very much profitable, another group of product is very much profitable. So we have to prioritize our production activity, considering the many commercial factors in mind, considering the customer in mind, considering the sometime season in mind. Sometimes what happened during suppose festive seasons, you know that you have to close down your factory because of the Diwali days or any festival days. Then you have to just to fulfill the customer demand, you have to work extra hours sometime. You have to produce extra, keeping some holidays in mind. Choose the most efficient option. It is very, very important. So what are the different options are available? Different technological options are also available sometime. Sometimes for making a particular product, you have two routes of manufacturing. Okay. For example, suppose you want to make a particular product, you have one conventional machine shop, another you have a CNC machine shop. Okay. It depends on the customer and the quality level, what type of things. And another is monitoring. Now monitoring, because planning is not enough. Okay, we have to plan first, then check. That is called PDCA. It's a it is called Deming cycle. So similarly, this Deming cycle is equally applicable in production planning also. That is plan, do, check, act. Okay. So if you already planned, then you just implement that planning, and then you have to monitor it. Checking means monitor, and evaluation. You have to evaluate whether you have done your production activity as per your planning, or there was some flaw in that you are planning. So you have to time to time, you have to continuously monitor your production planning. At the same time, you have to periodically evaluate your all planning activity. Okay, and sometime depending upon the customer feedback, depending upon feedback of your customer, depending upon your technology, sometimes you have a more problem related with the machinery, problem related with the raw material. So adjust the planning. You have to plan sometime, because sometimes customer demand is very, very fluctuating. Okay, so you have to adjust your planning as per the situation. So there are 5 this is a very important factor. First, you have to estimate the product demand. You have to weigh different production options. Then you have to choose most efficient option. Then you have to monitor and evaluate your plan. And based upon the feedback, you have to adjust the plan. You have to change the plan. So this is very, very important. So if you see this picture, the same. So this is there. It has been explained in different way. Forecast demand, then determine potential options for production. As I told you, choose the best option. Then self-assess and monitoring, and then adjust. The same thing. If you see this picture, overall, you can say activity chart of an organization. Okay, so how now production plan is coming. It's a center activity. So you see that it's a heart of your entire entire chart. So, and heart is very, very important now. So production planning is it's just pumping and supplying blood to almost all departments like our body. So it's a heart of all the activity. So see this customer giving self forecast, then preparation of production budget, then preparation of detailed drawing and engineering. Based on that, we are preparing our design tools. Then we are arranging all raw material. Then like that, we are planning the production. Once production planning is there, then as per the planning, we are the authentication of the production. Okay. Then production control, because production planning is not enough unless it is properly monitored and evaluated. That is also called the control. So production control is very, very important. Control means we have to make sure that we are running as per our planning. Okay, all the activity related with the production. So it is very, very important. And then again, inspection and quality control is very, very important. Evaluation of the co-production system, and then ultimately finished good we are dispatching the customer. So one side is the customer, and then management is also important. So feedback, plays very big important role. It feedbacks from the internal feedback, from external feedback. I would like to tell you that there are not only, if I say customer, this customer doesn't mean only, there are two types of customer for any business organization. One is called external customer. Suppose I'm buying any product from any shop or from any factory. I'm the external customer. But there are some internal customers also. Internal customers means, suppose I'm running a fabrication shop. Okay, then I'm just buying the steel sheet. Then somebody is cutting it, somebody is welding it, somebody is finishing it, somebody is coloring it. So my next process is my customer. Okay, so if I'm the cutting a particular sheet. Okay, now that sheet to be, and next operation is the welding. Then that welder should not have any complaint from me. Okay, so my cutting operation should ensure 100% defect-free cutting. So my next customer is the welding. That welder is my next customer. After welding, that particular, they are finishing it, either cleaning or grinding. So people who are grinding and cleaning, they are the customer of the welding shop, like that. So we have the succeeding process is our customer. So it is very, very important. So we have to take care of our internal customer also, as we take care of our external customer. So with this picture, you see that the production planning is the heart of this pic, like our heart. It's important now. So there are various types of now production planning are there now, and sorry, you see nowadays a lot of softwares are available. Number is the MPS, it is Master Production Schedule. Normal, see, in most of the company, they are making a particular product. Say, for example, somebody is making only submersible pump, somebody is making only toothbrush, somebody making only furniture, like the only one type of product. Okay, so it's a fixed production schedule. Okay, they have got a fixed customer, customer requirement is almost fixed. Okay, so they have a master plan. In that, actually, they need not bother about many other activity. It's standardized. Okay. So it's not a fluctuating. Okay, it's not a jobbing type of manufacturing unit. If, they don't have every time a new product or new customer. They have a sometimes they may have a new customer, but most of the time they work with the existing customer for a particular product. So they go for the master production schedule. This type of company. Then material requirement planning. Now MRP is important for everybody now. Okay, as I already told you, in production planning, material management is very important now. As you must have learned that there are different category of material, no? A class, B class, C class, depending upon their importance and their value in terms of money. Okay, it's very important. So your purchase department or vendor development department or procurement team is very, very important. They are busy with this MRP, material requirement planning. So the MRP depends upon your production planning. Okay. So if you are doing MRP also, it is also one type of production planning. It's because you are doing is towards production planning only. Okay. So MRP is a regular activity as part of production planning. You have to arrange the raw material, then consumable, and then utilities also. Utility means you may require compressed air, you may require water, you may require oil, you may require some other type of like gas or any other things. So MRP is a very important for all type of production activity, not only production activity, servicing also. Okay, even if you are running a particular garage, there also you need a lubricant, you need some spare parts, you need some cleaning material. Okay, like that. Then capacity planning is very, very important. Okay, because my plant capacity is fixed now. Okay, now I have to plan my production keeping so many customers in mind. Okay, I may have a 2 to 3 customer or 4 customer or 5 customers, and then I have to adjust all those customer needs into my present plant and machinery setup. Okay, it is very, very important. So keeping that capacity planning is very, very important. Then workflow, because without human resource, nothing is possible. Okay, so workflow is very, very important. I mean here, flow of the total flow of the material, flow of the communication. Okay, and from my manpower involvement also. Okay, so this is very, very important. And how to have this particularly workflow planning. In our lean manufacturing, we go for the value stream mapping, VSM. So value stream mapping is a very important tool, which is helping us in the production planning. Now ERP, enterprise resource planning. Now lot of this ERP softwares are available nowadays in the market. Lot of ERP softwares are available, proprietary software. Sometimes they make it for tailor-made softwares are available. Those softwares are take care of your all requirements related to your production planning. It may be machine, it may be human resource, or process your capacity and everything. So ERP, enterprise resource planning, taking care of your all requirements of your main machine material, your financial planning, everything. So the many consultants are there. They have already developed ERP, and they can even design a proper ERP as per your tailor-made requirements. Another sales and operation planning. It is also a part of production planning only, because because you have to plan the production. Depend upon the planning of the sales people only. Okay. So sales and operation S&OP is a part of production planning only, as I already explained you. So now we have still another 15-20 minutes. So I would like to tell what is the role of lean manufacturing in production planning. It's very, very important now, because once I plan it, so I must make sure that whatever I'm planning, I'm ensuring the best utilization of my all type of resources, man, machine, material, money, everything. Okay, so lean manufacturing is very, very important now. A lean production. Lean is a Japanese concept. It was developed by the Toyota, by Mr. Taichi Ono and Dr. Shigo. It is also properly known as Toyota Production System. Lean manufacturing is nothing but I want to make my production unit totally waste free. Okay, waste minimization. Lean is nothing but a waste minimization. So when I'm planning my production, just a minute. When I'm planning my production, I have to keep that my entire operation will be totally either minimum in waste or totally waste will be eliminated. So lean manufacturing or lean techniques are very, very important when I'm planning my production activity. Okay, this is very important now. What is now lean manufacturing? Lean manufacturing is nothing but it's a mindset and commitment to achieve total waste-free operation that is focused on customer satisfaction, achieved by simplifying and continuously improving all processes. If I say all process, means all business process, right from my main gate to the dispatch section. Okay. Here people, most of the participants from agriculture engineering, they may be going for the agro products or agro engineering products. It is also equally applicable for them also. Whatever you do, you please make sure that your wastages are minimum. You may have your personal life also. You don't want to waste your money unnecessarily. You don't want to waste your material. Okay, so it's a total waste-free operation. It is very, very important. So you have to if you are going for a production planning, you have to make sure that you have to plan all the as per the waste-free operation. Just a minute, just a minute. हाँ जान भाई Sorry. So as I already told you, so lean manufacturing is very, very important. It's nothing but total waste-free operation. It may be production, it may be service. And when we plan the production, we make sure that our entire activity is totally waste-free. Lean manufacturing reduces the cost and inventory. As I already told you, inventory is an essential part of production planning. Okay. So now if we want to make our organization profitable, then we should work with the minimum inventory for the maximum profitability. This is the mantra of any business organization. So lean manufacturing reduces the cost and inventories rapidly to free cash, which is critical. It also supports growth by improving productivity, reducing lead time, freeing huge amount of resources. Because I told you, we don't want wastage of the manpower. Okay, we want to utilize our manpower very, very efficiently. We want to utilize our all machinery very efficiently. There should not be any material wastage. We have to design our processes in such a way that we don't have a wastages, or another, in another word, it is also called non-value added activity. Okay, so this is very, very important. So it also support growth by improving productivity, reducing lead time, freeing huge amount of resources. So lean manufacturing, it's very important for all type of industry. It may be agro industry, it may be engineering industry, it may be non-engineering industry, it may be consumer industry, all type of. So goals of lean manufacturing: improve the quality, eliminate waste, then reduce the time, I mean lead time, and then reduce the total cost. It is very, very important. So in production planning, all this lean manufacturing techniques you have to keep in mind, so that you can derive all these benefits. Another is the benefit of cost reduction. As I told you, if you have a less reduction, less wastages, then definitely our cost will go down. Cycle time is very, very important, because if you are reducing the wastages, our process speed is increasing. Okay, so our total cycle time, right from converting raw material into finished product, is reducing. Another is a waste minimization. You know, all type of wastage it is. So if we see the waste minimization, then we can have a neat and clean our workplace. Okay, and we can say that our entire operations are either waste free, or we have limited waste reduction. Elimination of non-value added activity. As I told you, all those activity which are not we are doing for customer, if we don't do anything for the customer in keeping customer in mind, that is called non-value adding activity. In a production shop, if you are not producing anything, if you are doing some other work, then it is considered as a non-value added activity. Okay, so how to identify which activity is value addition, which activity non-value addition? For that, in lean, so we go for that. As I already told you, value stream mapping. We measure and then we just see where the scope for the improvement, how we can reduce the non-value added activity, so that our productivity is increased. Next, the resulting in a more lean, competitive, agile, and market responsive company. Nowadays, it's a time for the tough competition. Okay, customer want now best quality in a minimum price. Okay, that is only possible when you go for a lean. Even nowadays, all financial institutions, even hospitals also, nowadays hospitals are lean hospital. Okay, there's a competition now. Okay, so need to, all the lean, then competitive, you should be cost competitive. Okay, then agile and market friendly. Okay, it is very, very important, as you have to react as per the requirement of the market, requirement of the customer. Now, what is the waste? Waste is nothing but that add cost and time without adding any value. It is very, very important. Waste is often hidden in the process or in the work area, and the first goal is to see the waste and then eliminate it. It is very, very important. So in production planning is also, you have to plan even for how to reduce the wastages in entire production stages. It is very, very important now. In Japan now we say 3 types of waste, that is called muda, mura and muri. So it's very famous, muda, these are Japanese word. So we are more concerned about the muda. Muda means we have a 7 non-value adding activity or waste. 7 type of wastages are there. Mura means unevenness or inconsistency in workload. It is very, very important if we keep in production planning. One particular person or machine is heavily loaded. One particular person or machine is not properly loaded. Okay. So we have an unevenness. One particular operation is taking more time. One particular operation taking less time. But entire production cycle is suffering. Okay. This is called Mura. And Muri is overburden, irritation, expectation, unnecessary stress to employees. If your machine is not capable of producing a particular quantity, a particular quality, even though you are just forcing your people, forcing your production shop, a customer forcing the supplier, which is not which is beyond the actually control of the manufacturer. Anything which is not justified, irrational, okay, not beyond the capability, okay, that is called Muri. So but here from production point of view, there are all these 3 are important, but first 2 are very, very important. While planning the production, we have to keep that different 7 type of value added activity in mind. Then Mura, we have to plan a particular all workload to equal to all operators, a workload to all machines equally or as per the planning. Okay, this is very, very important. Now what are those 7 waste? Muda, 7 waste is very, very important. First waste is transportation. So transportation in any business organization is a big waste. Transportation sometimes it is necessary because you are buying the material, you have to dump material in a particular place, and for carrying the production you have to take the material, put into machine. Okay, machine will process the material and your finished product will come out, and you have to process the finished product and you have to pack and dispatch to the customer. So in the process a lot of material movement is there, but as per lean methodology says that transportation of material in your business organization, it should be as low as possible. This is very, very important. Otherwise unnecessary transportation means it may be due to your poor layout, due to your poor planning. Poor production planning is also sometimes very, very important in this role. So what is the effect? Poor ergonomics, unnecessary, you will be tired, there will be safety hazard, lot of chances of accident. You are not able to trace the material in time. Sometimes your lead time is increasing because you have to unnecessary material movement is there. You are not able to trace the material proper. There is no proper placement is there. Okay, so transportation is considered as one of the waste. And so what are the loss of what are the reasons that it may be a poor plant layout or unnecessary or excessive step in process, misaligned process flow, poorly designed. These are all very, very important. When you planning the production, you should keep in mind. Okay, these are the side effect of poor product flow, poor documentation, poor raw material flow. Despite a good production planning, if you are if you are not controlling this waste, you may not get a desired result. Another is the inventory. Inventory is nothing but it's a stock of raw material, stock of consumable, stock of in-process inventory, stock of finished goods and unfinished goods. It is very, very important. So as I told you, now try to make more production with the minimum inventory, more profitability, minimum inventory. There is a concept like just in time. So you don't have a unnecessary lot of inventory. Only you keep inventory of 1 or 2 or 3 months requirement as per the customer needs. So inventory is also if beyond the requirement, if you are maintaining more inventory, it will be a big loss. So and huge investment lock, because you are paying to purchase your raw material. Don't produce if your customer is not ready to lift the material. Sometimes you are producing if even customer is not needed. So this is also very, very important. So inventory is a big waste. While planning the production, You have to keep in mind overproduction and buffers, as you told you. You know, poor production planning also leads to overproduction sometimes. Poor monitoring, mismatched production speed, you know, unreliable supplier. Okay, when you are planning the production, you have the record because you are buying the raw material. If you are not getting the raw material in time, you won't be able to produce in time. Long setup time. You should know your capability of your die and tools, capability of your machines also. Sometimes you have a very old and obsolete machine having a lot of maintenance problem. You while planning the production, you should keep all these things in mind. And this is also directly related with the inventory also. This is important. Third type of waste is motion. While planning the production, you have to make sure that your own personal motion of the people is very, very important. Okay, everything should be in its place. Okay, suppose you are somebody in a production shop, he is not getting proper quality result from the laboratory. Okay, there must be some communication gap or some layout problem. So that person is just moving here and there from laboratory to production shop, from production shop to quality shop, from quality shop to machine shop, from there to some other store department. Sometimes store department is far away from the production shop. So a lot of people, they are unnecessarily they are getting tired. So this is also very, very important. So motion is also called a waste. And while planning the production, you have to make sure that motion of the people should be as low as possible. These are the just examples. Any movement or people or machinery that does not add any value, it is also called poor plant or office layout, double handling, inconsistent work method. These are all important. So another is the waiting. Waiting is a big waste. Okay. Sometimes you just reach the airport, you are waiting for the aircraft. That waiting is also it's costly for you because your precious time is also wasted in there. Sometimes this waiting in any production or any service organization is very, very costly. Everything is ready, but raw material is not there. Raw material is there, but machine is not ready. Both are ready, but operator is not ready. There is no operator on the machine. Everybody is there, but there is no power. There is no electricity. Electricity is also there, but there is a lack of instruction, lack of communication. Operator is waiting for his supervisor what to do today, how to solve this particular problem. So any type of communication gap, any type of waiting for want of main machine or material, or problem related with the money or method. Okay, everything is there, but money is not there. So its waiting is very, very dangerous. So you have to keep in mind while particularly in MSME, SMEs is very important. SMEs are working with the very limited resources, limited money, limited technology level. So so this waiting is very costly. You have already supplied a good material in the right quantity, right? But you are waiting for the payment from the customer. It's a big problem of the Indian business scenario. You are waiting for your customer so that he will pay, and then you will earn the profit. You will run the industry. You are waiting for your bank loan. You are waiting for your sometimes you are waiting for the customer also. Everybody is there, but customer, you are waiting for the order now. So any type of waiting, it is process delay, lot delay. It is very, very important. You should keep in mind. So waiting, these are the unbalanced workload. Now this result from the very poor production planning sometimes. Okay, unplanned downtime, unplanned sometime what happened, you are not knowing, and your machine is going into this one. Then long setup time, insufficient staffing, workplace absences, poor process quality, poor communication. Okay, so communication plays a very big role. So when we go as a consultant for any organization to study their efficiency and all those things, then we conduct entire value stream mapping. And then what is the flow of material, what is the flow of communication? It is very, very important. So this is then another is over processing. Over processing is also sometimes what happens. It affects your production planning. Okay, providing or creating more than the customer specification requirement. Suppose you are making a particular machine. Okay, now customer is not told you to paint that machine. Customer is just told you don't paint that particular machine. Just pack it and send it now. And now you have painted it with a very good paint, which is beyond the expectation of the customer. Okay, customer has not told you to pack into wooden box. Customer only told you just to supply in an unpacked condition, but you are unnecessarily packed in a wooden box. Okay, so anything which customer is not requiring, but you are giving to the customer, okay, that you are giving at the cost of your profitability. Okay, so don't do anything beyond the customer requirement. That is also, so that will affect your the production planning also. So how this production planning, what are the causes? Unnecessary procedure, unidentified customer needs, lack of effectiveness. You are not knowing that what customer exactly want. Okay, customer just want a particular packing, a particular type of design, and see, because of the lack of communication, even lack of internal communication, also sometimes it's a over processing, non-standardized working practices. These are all. So while planning the production, you have to keep all these things in mind, so that no over processing goes on at the cost of your profitability. Sometime overproduction. Overproduction is a big problem of our Indian manufacturing industry, particularly SMEs. What happened? Suppose in any organization, in any production side, we practically speaking, we can't go for zero defect. We should, sometimes we have a 1 to 2 to 3% rejections. Okay, suppose I am making 100 component. I have planned, my customer order is 100 pieces. I am planning the production for 100 pieces, but my shop floor people say, sir, our rejection level is 5%. So plan the production for 105. Okay, so I have already planned the for 105. But again, production people they are fear. They said that there may be rejection more than 5%. So original plan was only 105 pieces, but they already produced 110 pieces. But rejection level was, unfortunately, it was only 4 only. So customer have taken only 100. So 10 pieces are is the best. That is the overproduction. Sometimes we are making the standardized product, which is required by everybody in the market. Okay, so sometimes we produce more than the requirement. So overproduction, while this production planning, we have to keep all rejection in mind, other factors in mind. So we should not go for the overproduction. This is very, very important. So these are the reasons. And then last is a defect. Defect is a big waste, because customer will not accept your bad quality of product or bad quality of your service. That will affect your profitability also, goodwill of your company also. So this is very important. So when you are planning the production, you should keep certain percentage of defect in mind, but you should take all measures. Your operation should be waste free, and to reduce the defect, now Six Sigma methodology is very, very important, that we will discuss in a different program. We are normally conduct program in a lean manufacturing and lean Six Sigma. Six Sigma means how to reduce the defects to the zero level. Six Sigma quality level means you are producing 1 million component. Out of 1 million products, only rejection level is only 4 or 5, 3 or 4. It's a Six Sigma quality level. So how to reduce the variation in the process? Defect, why you are arising the defect, why you are getting the defect? Because you are deviating from your standard manufacturing process parameters. If you are not controlling the process parameters, you are likely to have the defects. So defect is nothing but the product which customer is not going to accept. It's a big loss, because you already invested money for process that in man, machine, material. Everything is going to waste now. So it is a scrap, nothing but it's a scrap. So your defect should be as low as possible. While planning the production, that you should plan a defect in a reasonable level, and you should make sure that you produce the product or service with a minimum defect or error. So these are the 7 types of wastages, also equally important in production planning and control. And I think now this time is over. So any question is there? Now I am available for another 5 to 10 minutes. Hello, am I audible?
So if you know, hello, yes, sir.
Yes, you are audible.
Any question?
Yes, sir. Am I audible?
Yes, Shivam.
Yeah. So, sir, if anyone can start a like entrepreneur or start up a solution which is environmental friendly, and he registered in the like MSME, and so if his budget is like not only 1 crore, like more than like 50 to 60 lakh. So, sir, if he get all the aided by the government, what the normal people get.
So Shivam, I think you are not audible properly. You are not audible.
So now, can you hear me?
Yes, yes, please.
Yeah. So, sir, I want to ask that if a person start a business which costs not around like 1 crore, it's lower than 1 crore, like 50 to 60 lakh. So, sir, do he like he can register into the MSME or not? If he can register, so will he get all the government aided like subsidy and support what the normal like startups and entrepreneurs can get?
No, okay, okay, okay. See, there are different schemes for the new entrepreneurs, startups, as well as for the existing entrepreneurs. Okay, if you are going for a new micro unit, okay, or any micro or small unit, initially you have to go with your project proposals. Then there are different schemes for financing of your products. Okay, uh, for example, if your cost of project is very low, then you can go for the Mudra scheme, or there is a scheme for collateral free, credit free credit guarantee scheme. You can all many banks, they are financing under the term loan. Your under different schemes are available. Okay, so you can take the benefit of that all those schemes. And for startups also, there is this the policy. And I think in your college itself there are a lot of startups. There is startup, very good startup sale I've seen in your college, in MIT college. And under startup scheme also a lot of schemes are available, and you can get funding support. Are you clear,
Sir,
sir?
beside funding, yes, sir. And so beside fundings, how MSME can help to grow a business, like an as a startup.
So you are not audible, some problem.
So beside monetary support, like with the money, so what the else like other things?
Acha, acha, other
Will
than
the
financial support.
yes, sir.
No, definitely, sir. Other than support, financial, suppose, see, we conduct a lot of programs. If you are not sure what to start, okay, if you we help you in selection of a right type of product, okay, for manufacturing, okay. We will tell you about what type of technological options are available. Okay, there are some schemes where you can get support for your technology upgradation. Okay, so this type of support you will get it. And for your product certification, we have a Z scheme.
So nearby Delhi, is there any counseling office like where I can discuss my idea, where he will counseling me that your product or idea is a good or not, or you should
Yes,
like
no, no,
modify
no.
your idea to this.
Yes, 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 yes. What you can do, if you have already generated some business idea, okay, you can, now there are different, now primary sources are available, secondary sources are available. You can collect the information. You can visit our any of our MSME office, particularly in Delhi or other places. Okay, there our experts, they will advise you. They will just give you the right situation. Suppose now I'm sitting at Rajkot, and as I told you in the beginning itself, many entrepreneurs or potential entrepreneurs are coming to me. Sir, we want to start a business, a solar related business. We want to start a windmill. We want to start a now. So and certain products are already you can likely to be banned by the government. So we have to be very cautious in selecting the product. What is the, so we guide them accordingly. Okay. So we just give them entire techno-commercial picture. Okay, we give them complete SWOT analysis. Okay.
Yes. Thank you, sir.
Any other question?
Any other question?
No, ma'am.
So I think there is no question. So
Okay, sir. If there is no question, so should we wind up the session? No more questions?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Okay. Okay, so I want to
okay,
thank you, sir. Thank you so much for your
thank you very
very
much, ma'am. Thank you
insightful
very
and
much.
informative session on production planning in MSMEs and enlightening us with your knowledge and your experience. And thank you for your valuable time, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you very much.
So please, can you switch on your camera, students, so that we could have sir virtual photograph?
Please switch on all the videos so that you can also send me one photograph on WhatsApp.
Yes, sir. You all are not. Now you are visible. Abhishek, you are not visible. Okay, thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Thank you, students.
Thank you, ma'am.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, ma'am.
Ma'am, is attendance downloaded? Can we take the class?
Yeah, you can leave the class. We'll download the attendance.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes?
Ma'am, I had a query.
Mm-hmm.
Anil sir posted a link in the TEDB Biofuels group on Telegram. So he said if there won't be enough students, so the session won't start.
The session won't start means?
They won't organize the biofuels. This is what I got from that statement.